Did you know that taking a shower at the wrong time of day can cost you your life? This just happened to Harold Bennett, a 75-year-old man, a cheerful man who loved gardening and was completely healthy, according to his doctor. However, just a few minutes after stepping into the bathroom one morning, Harold collapsed on the floor and never woke up again. No warning signs, no one expected that would be his last shower. And the scariest part? This is not a rare case. If you're in your 60s, 70s, or have elderly parents or loved ones, what I'm about to share could save a life. We're not exaggerating. There's a time of day when showering becomes the most dangerous activity for older adults, dramatically increasing the risk of strokes, fainting, and even death. Stick with this video because it's not just about numbers or medical theories. These are real stories from people who once thought, "That would never happen to me." If you care about your health and longevity, or that of your loved ones, don't forget to subscribe to the Life in Words channel right now. We provide essential survival knowledge for older adults, simple, easy to understand, and everything you need to know to live a healthier life every day. And if you're still watching, comment, "Yes," so I know you're truly interested. Let's begin. Harold Bennett lived alone in a small house by the lake, on the outskirts of Oregon. He would wake up early every day, walk around the garden, then take a shower before making coffee and calling his daughter as part of his daily routine. That morning was no different. The sun had just started to rise when Harold entered the bathroom just after 6 a.m. But just 10 minutes later, the phone rang continuously with no answer. Instinctively, his daughter drove over to his house. When she opened the door, she saw the bathroom light still on, the water running, and her father lying motionless on the cold tile floor. The coroner's report concluded acute heart failure combined with sudden low blood pressure, possibly due to temperature, medication effects, and showering too early. Ironically, Harold had no history of heart disease. That's why this question becomes so important. Are you showering at the most dangerous time of day without even realizing it? Many people think showering in the morning is refreshing and a good start to the day. But for older adults, the body doesn't react as quickly as it once did. Just a small timing mistake. The price could be your life. In the next part, I'll share why the hours between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. are known as the death shower hours, and how it affects older adults. 1. The death shower hours, 4 a.m., 8 a.m. You may be shocked to know the risk of sudden death from showering between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. increases by 80% in people over 70. The main cause lies in a phenomenon called morning surge, when blood pressure spikes in the early morning. For older adults, whose bodies are already less adaptable and more vulnerable, this is the most dangerous time. A tragic example is Doris Williams, a 78-year-old retired teacher from Minnesota. Every day, she woke up early to shower at 6 a.m., then prepare breakfast. One morning, she slipped in the bathroom, broke her hip, and had to stay in the hospital for over 3 months. The surprising part was that doctors later revealed it wasn't just the fall, but the early morning blood pressure that caused her to lose her balance so quickly. Are you showering during this time? Comment yes if you usually shower early in the morning, or no if you've switched to another time. I'd love to know your habits. Experts recommend, if you're over 65, try shifting your shower time to between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. This is when blood pressure is more stable and the body is better adjusted to temperature changes. This small change could make a big difference, and who knows, you might just be saving your future, or that of someone you love. 2. Thermoregulation disorder. Did you know that older adults are far more likely to experience thermal shock than younger people, especially in the morning? It might sound simple, but taking a hot shower when your body isn't ready can trigger irregular heartbeat, sudden drops in blood pressure, or even fainting. Albert Reynolds, 81, loved his hot morning showers. One cold winter morning, he stepped into the bathroom at 5:30 a.m., turned on his usual hot water, and just minutes later felt chest tightness, dizziness, and collapsed. Luckily, his son showed up earlier than usual and was able to call emergency services in time. The doctors said Albert's body went into shock due to a sudden temperature change while his core body temperature was still low, a very common condition in older adults. If you've ever felt dizzy, had a racing heart, or struggled to breathe after an early shower, comment, "I've experienced that" below. You're not alone. Here's a simple tip. Lower the water temperature, especially in the mornings. Install anti-scald devices and set your water heater to a safe, moderate level, warm enough to be comfortable but not too hot to cause harm. These small adjustments can protect your heart and help your morning start off gently, not with an ambulance ride. If this advice makes sense to you, don't forget to share it with your loved ones. 3. Blood pressure medication side effects. If you take blood pressure meds every morning, hopping into the shower right after could be a hidden trap. Why? Because those medications often hit peak effectiveness 30 to 90 minutes after you take them, lowering your blood pressure to its lowest point of the day. Now add heat and steam from the bathroom. You've just created the perfect storm for a dangerous drop in blood pressure. That's exactly what happened to Patricia Sullivan, 77. She lived alone, was in good health, and was very proactive about her care. Every morning, she took her meds at 6:30 and showered at 7 o'clock. But one day, she suddenly felt dizzy mid-shower and collapsed. She was lucky to walk away with minor injuries, but had she hit her head on the sink or faucet, the outcome could have been tragic. Many think being careful is enough, but this is about chemistry and biology, not just balance or strength. If you've ever taken your medication and then jumped into the shower, comment, "I've done that," so we can all stay more alert together. The solution is simple. Wait at least 2 hours after taking blood pressure meds before showering. If you're unsure of the right timing, talk to your doctor. A small adjustment might be what saves you, or someone you love, from a preventable accident. And don't forget to share this with anyone taking daily meds. 4. Early morning vision impairment. Here's something people rarely think about. In the early morning, an older person's vision is significantly reduced. Not because their eyes are weak, but because the visual system needs time to warm up. Studies show adults over 70 lose up to 60% of their ability to recognize objects in dim lighting. That makes a dim bathroom with wet tiles a silent hazard zone. Gregory Harrison, 79, a former PE teacher and active senior, woke early one morning to get ready for his daily walk. As usual, he entered the bathroom around 5:45 a.m., only switching on a low light to ease his eyes. As he stepped into the tub, he missed a small puddle on the floor, slipped, and broke his hip. That minor fall kept him hospitalized for 6 weeks. What his family regretted most? A simple motion sensor light and a brightly colored anti-slip mat might have prevented it entirely. If you've ever fallen in the bathroom, comment, "I know how that feels." Let's help each other stay more mindful. A few simple changes can make a big difference. Install bright motion sensor lights, use contrasting non-slip mats that are easy to see, and don't hesitate to ask a loved one for help if you shower early. Sometimes, the right light at the right moment is what keeps you standing. 5. Morning dehydration and fall risk. After a long night's sleep, seniors often wake up mildly dehydrated, a condition most people overlook. Dehydration makes the blood thicker, lowers blood pressure, and slows heart rate, all of which increase the chance of sudden dizziness in the shower. Leonard Sullivan, 81, lived peacefully in the suburbs. Every morning, he woke at 6:30, took a few laps around the house, then showered to start his day. One morning, while shampooing, he felt his head spin, his ears ring. He tried to grab the wall, but it was too late. He fell, hitting his head on the sink. Fortunately, he was conscious enough to reach for his emergency alert device. At the hospital, doctors said the cause was sudden low blood pressure from dehydration mixed with hot water exposure. Since then, Leonard drinks a glass of warm water first thing in the morning and keeps a small water bottle in his bathroom, just in case. If you often feel dizzy when you wake up, comment yes so we can see how common this is. A small act can be life-saving. Drink 1 glass of water about 15 minutes before you shower, and never enter the bathroom if you're still dizzy or haven't eaten. Remember, never let carelessness cost you your health. 6. Slower emergency response in the early morning. One major factor that increases the risk for older adults when showering in the early morning is the delayed response time from family members. While a senior is in the bathroom, their loved ones are often still fast asleep. If something goes wrong, it might take hours before anyone realizes, sometimes too late. Take the story of 78-year-old Beatrice Harper. Every morning, she followed a peaceful routine. Wake up early, take a shower, then enjoy a cup of hot tea. But one morning, while standing in the bathroom, she suddenly felt dizzy and collapsed. No one noticed until 4 hours later, when her daughter stopped by for a visit and discovered the accident. Doctors confirmed that if Beatrice had been found immediately after the fall, her condition wouldn't have become so serious. Time is critical when accidents happen, and slow response, especially early in the morning, can drastically increase the risk of fatal outcomes. To prevent this, a simple yet effective solution is to install waterproof emergency alert buttons or establish a daily check-in routine in the morning. After all, wouldn't you want your loved ones to be safe too? If you've already taken any safety measures in your bathroom, we'd love to hear about them. Share in the comments below. Let's work together to make sure everyone can start their day safely and confidently. 7. Cognitive slowness in the morning. Here's something people rarely consider: the natural cognitive slowdown that happens early in the morning. After a long night's sleep, our brains take time to fully boot up. For seniors, this means slower reflexes, delayed decision-making, and reduced ability to sense things like water temperature, making the shower a risky place at sunrise. Take Franklin Wilson, 72. One winter morning around 6 a.m., he stepped into the bathroom half awake. Not realizing the water was scalding hot, he accidentally burned his hands and legs. Luckily, his son checked in shortly afterward and helped him get treatment. But it could have been much worse. Studies show that in the early morning, especially before full alertness kicks in, we're more vulnerable to making small mistakes with big consequences. That's why experts recommend waiting until at least 10 a.m. to shower, when your body and mind are more alert and better equipped to handle the environment. Another smart tip: use a timer to limit shower time, especially in the morning. This prevents overexposure to heat and gives you a sense of control. If you've got helpful tips or want to share your experience with safe showering, drop a comment below. And don't forget to share this with your loved ones, because a safer bathroom routine starts with awareness. Final message. So, as we've seen, early morning showers, though seemingly harmless, can pose serious risks for older adults. Sudden changes in blood pressure, dehydration, cognitive delays, and other factors can all contribute to dangerous situations in the bathroom. Don't let a simple habit turn into a health hazard. Start by adjusting your shower time, hydrating before bathing, and using safety tools like motion sensor lights and non-slip mats. These small changes can make a big difference. If you found this information helpful, give it a like, share it with someone who might benefit, and leave a comment telling us what time you usually shower. And if you'd like more health and safety tips for older adults, make sure to subscribe to Life in Words and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Together, we can make every day healthier and safer.